and welcome to Alpha One. I'm Frode. In this video I'm going to talk a little about how I actually trade. Normally I use also something called devil bands. Make no sense for me to show how to trade that, as I'm not planning to share that indicator with anyone. Just a few I share with. So the way I trade, and this is how I trade, for example, when I'm on the run. I trade on my cell phone, because devil bonds like I use, it's only on MetaTrader 4, and I don't bring my computer when I go out, and I also go to the beach, and I don't bring computer there either. So now let's get into it. Let's remove some of this noise. See, because basically the way I'm trading, I don't use any of these indicators. You just use flat, and I'll show you how you do it. So first of all, zoom out, because you need to look to the left, because the left will always give you a good idea of what happened before, and what happened before will happen again. That's just how it is. So let's see here now. A good example, for example, let's zoom in here. I guess you already see it, or if not, I'll tell you what you do. And often I will show after, because it's easy to see now, but you can see this much better if we go to 1 hour. So let's see, this was check 3rd of June. Let's go to 3rd of June. 1 hour. Let's zoom out. Yeah, here is it. And it's much better. Here you can see that you're going inside more like a trend, right? No, not this. Here, let's put a trend line. So what we do then, let's skip this, take from here, and we put down. There, we can take this spike up here, just to have a little more room. And then you make one more, so you have in both sides. Okay, and we put like this. I know many like to put in the closed bar, but I like to put in the spikes, because the spikes will give me a little more wiggle room so I don't enter a trade too early. So let's take from there. Okay, now we have more or less, we can see, now we see the trend, right? And you can basically, after 4 or 5 hours, you can start to see the trend here. So let's say you start here, you don't see nothing, right? But you start to see here, you see. So then you mark up, and then you put the lines down like this. And then basically what you do, see here now, when you cross, now I'm pointing and you don't see where I point. When I can point with the mouse here. So when you see a bar is starting to go out much from, normally we say we open with a close, but if you open with a close here, you would have lost all this. Of course, you would still get all this after, but it's not necessary. And I will give you 2 options here. You open right away, you start to move much, and what you do, you put a stop loss here. I can put a line, let's see. You put a stop loss in the lowest point you had. Let's put that one another color so it's shown a little better. yellow. Okay, so your stop loss I put little below, so around there. So you can zoom in. Then you can see the lowest point you had before the move was here, right? So you put then stop loss here, and basically this costs you very little if you hit the stop loss, and more. And I will say most of the times when you go up like this, I'll find them more after, but let's take this one first. The losses you get are so small compared with the profit you're gaining, because basically you're going to hold this one. And you wonder now about this one. That's the another way. Most of the times when you go out of this trend and you shoot up, you normally go down and retest this trend line. You see, did not go all the way down, so don't need to be greedy. I would maybe have entered here easy on this one, but still the stop loss would be here, right? And then you just follow up. And now to go to the 4 hours, so you can see the same there. Here you can see in the 4 hours we could maybe have moved it a little more. You can see there would be correct. So use 4 and use 1 hour. So in this case, when you start to see that it's going over a longer time, you can use the 4 hour also. So we would have closed that. I would have seen that here, when you see a bar like this, that is, you see it's fighting up here, that means it's a good time to close the trade here. So I would maybe have closed it here or maybe here, but I would have closed it in this region. So also, let's look to the left, because that always gives an idea. Let's see. Let's mark that spot we have here now. And I'm pretty sure we'll see a reason around there. Let's go back. Yeah. Here you can see that this is a strong resistance, right? You see it touching there, touching. So this is a very strong resistance. So that also, when you enter a trade like this, you also could have taken profit a little below the resistance. That's why I tell you, always look to the left, because the left will give you a clue for when to close the trade. The same is also when you are going to do a short. So you can see now, if we take now a look at the current price on Euro USD. Okay, as you can see here now, the region we actually is right now is a strong resistance here. So if we cross and close, and don't misunderstand me correctly, you can see you can get fake ups. So when a bar close, this is if you are trading support resistance, okay? Never, and then you need to look the 4 hour, don't trust the 1 hour. So when a 4 hour chart is closing above this resistance, then certainly it will go up and test the next one. And next one you can see is around here. You see, it's touching here, touching here, touching. So then if you cross above here, the target will be up here, and you basically put a stop loss a little below the new support will be here, right? So now as you are below here, a target for take profit, I would have put, let me see, around here in this area. Let me put up a line. around here. That could be a target. Another, this one more, a very strong will be around here. You can clearly see the touching many times, so this is a very strong one. You have some weaker ones here, like you can see here, it's touching there, but it's not one I would put too much. So that's how you also can trade. And let's remove all these lines. Now, let's see if you have something else there. Looks like we have a trend going down. So you can see we are in a downtrend now, right? So let's see now if you take here, more or less, put little, let's put from there, more or less, not 100%, but don't need to be 100%. So this you can see is more like the wiggle room you have now down, right? And we also can see one here. Let's see. So we have a more like a bigger area we are playing inside now. So also a good way is that when we are breaking this line here for the downside, that means also when we are closing below. That means we are going outside this. This is a more bigger trend. This can be over many days. We can go like this for a long time, right? So this is for a longer time frame. But I like swing trading because swing trading makes you very calm. You don't need to be following all the time. You can easily go out and you can keep a trade open. So swing trading is something I really prefer to do. So like you can see now, we are in a downtrend. So a good way to enter a trade, for example, if you want to trade inside the swings, could be, for example, in the top here. And then you basically set, let's say now that this go down here, touching. I will not take a trade up here. I would never do that because it would be, as you're in a down trade, you only trade down, right? So let's say now this bar go down here and we shoot up and we come in this region. What I would have done then, I would enter a short here and take a stop loss above this one. So I would then, let's take a stop loss. Let's change color on this one for yellow. I would have taken a stop loss here, enter, let's say this bar go down here, go a little like this, and we go up here. When we have touched this line up here, I would have entered a short and stop loss there. My profit then will be down to this line. So I would have taken profit. My take profit I would set around, let's say it will be here. Let's make this one a nice green color. And let's take this one to typical red, right? So let's say now this bar go down here, we'll go up and shoot up again here. We would enter then a short here. Our stop loss will be this small distance here, and take profit will be this part here. So basically we will have 2 to 1. That's how I like to trade. I like to have 2 to 1. Because then if you hit stop loss here and I win next trade, I'm still in big profit because I have 2 to 1. And most of the times when you trade like this, you have a win rate very high. Like my win rate is around 73%. So you can even have win rate at 50%. As long as you mark up like I do here now, and you have 2-to-1 win ratio, you will always turn profit. Even with 40% win rate, you would win. You have that profit. So if you manage to start trading like this, and you get 60%, you're making a lot of money. A lot. So just start with this, like you see here now. Here you see a trend, right? And like you see now, I can see a trend here now. You see, easy, we see we are in a downtrend with Euro-USD now. So like I said, never take a long position when you're in a downtrend. Never do that. Only if you close above, and like, let's not say now this bar go the other way. Let's remove this one here. Because close this one and this one. Okay. Let's now that go another case. We cross above here now. Then our stop loss we would set. Make this red again, like this. We will set the stop loss around there. We cross above with a closed 4-hour chart here, and take profit. I would then set let's see. I would set it around here. Let's change this for the nice green color. Okay, so if we, in this case, we go like this and we cross above here and the bar close above this line, then we set a stop loss in this region, because that means we will change the trend. We are done with this downtrend here, right? So then our target will be up here, because you can see that's a strong resistant line, right? So we would then be more like this. You see we are shooting up, but this is more of the strong area. Could even move in a little up, but I like to take a little below when I'm talking about taking profit. So this will be our take profit, and this will be the stop loss. So in the same scenario, this will be a 2-to-1 trade. So if you lose here, if the win is 2 times larger than the loss. So in the same case, like the other way I showed, you always put 2-to-1, because then you will always earn more money than you're losing. Because the win rate are huge when you're trading like this. So that's basically how I'm trading without any indicator, because that means you can trade wherever you are, with even on your cell phone, because you can put up this on a cell phone also. So you can be at the beach, you can be at the bar, you can be at the restaurant, you can be wherever you want, and you're able to follow your trades. So that's it for this video. I hope you like this type of content also, and remember to subscribe to my channel and like, of course. Have a good day.